Hi, I'm Chris Graham, an insurance executive with Bitner Henry Insurance Group. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about my experience with the insurance companies in Georgia and which ones I think are the best. Specifically, Brotherhood Mutual, Guide One, and Philadelphia. Have you ever wondered if there's an easier way to get the right insurance for your church? Well, if you're a church leader in Georgia, you know that finding that perfect fit can feel like a full-time job. You want to protect your ministry, but you also don't want to overpay for the coverage or coverages you don't actually need. After working with thousands of churches across the state, I have seen exactly which companies are delivering on their promises and which ones aren't. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain and I'm sharing the top insurance companies for Georgia churches right now, so you can stop guessing and start protecting your mission with confidence. But before we look at the names, we have to talk about how most people approach this. Think about a Swiss Army knife. It's a handy tool to have in your pocket because it has a little bit of everything. A blade, a pair of scissors, maybe a toothpick. It's great for everyday tasks. But if you have a specific heavy-duty job like cutting down a tree or driving a 3-inch screw, that Swiss Army knife isn't going to cut it. You need a specialized tool. A lot of general insurance companies are like that Swiss Army knife. They try to do everything for everyone. But when a church has a specific job, like a complex liability claim involving a volunteer or a youth trip, you need that specialized tool, not the one that's just good enough for a kitchen junk drawer. In this video, I'll show you the 3 major carriers currently dominating the Georgia church market and why their specialized coverages help them cover ministries. Also, a surprising, affordable list of companies specifically for smaller congregations that provide solid property protection without the massive big church price tag. The exact criteria you should use to vet your agent to make sure that they aren't just selling you a piece of paper, but a policy designed with the specific needs of your ministry in mind. Now, if you're looking for that specialized power tool I talked about, there are 3 major players we are seeing that are doing an incredible job in the Georgia market right now. Brotherhood Mutual, Guide One, and Philadelphia. What sets these companies apart isn't just that they write insurance, it's that they actually understand the niche of risk management for local ministry. They've built their entire business around the church market, which means they've already thought about the things that keep you up at night. For example, these carriers offer specialized coverages that a standard business policy often misses entirely. They understand the specific risks associated with the programs you offer, like youth groups or community outreach. They also provide professional liability that can extend to the counseling services that your staff provides. Also, abuse and molestation protection, which is a vital but complex area where specialized carriers provide robust support and defense. They also have specific provisions for things like stained glass or high-valued building contents that a regular policy might undervalue. In short, they aren't just protecting your brick and mortar, they're protecting your people and your mission. Now, I know not every church in Georgia is a massive campus with hundreds of staff members. If you're a smaller congregation of maybe 50 people or less, your needs are a little different. You likely have smaller assets in terms of buildings, and a high-end specialized policy might feel like overkill for your current budget. In those cases, we see several companies doing a solid job of providing affordable premiums while still protecting your property. Alpha Insurance is a strong option in Georgia that provides competitive rates for smaller church buildings. Then there's Georgia Farm Bureau. They have a deep presence in our local communities, and they understand the value of protecting local property. And also State Farm. While they are a generalist, they can offer wonderful coverages for your building and property assets. But here is the big caveat. While these companies are great for property, you have to do your due diligence on the liability side. You need to look closely at whether they offer the specific liability limits your church needs for its activities. And a quick word of advice, I generally recommend staying from those very small niche church companies that you might find online. Often they simply don't have the robust coverage or financial backing that these bigger names provide. When it comes down to it, finding an insurance company is only half the battle. The other half is finding an agent or an agency that actually understands what it is you do on a Sunday morning and throughout the week. I'll be the first to tell you that premium is important. What shows up on that bottom line of the proposal matters because you have a responsibility to be a good steward of your church's finance. But please don't fall into the piece of paper trap. We don't want you to just have a document that says insurance on the top. We want you to have an actual functional protection. Make sure your agent can sit down with you and explain exactly what is going into that premium. If they can't explain why a certain coverage is there or how it protects a ministry that you're running, that's a red flag. You deserve someone you can trust to explain your options clearly so you can make a solid decision for your board and your congregation. Choosing the right company is only half the battle. Once you know who you want to work with, the next big question is always, what is this going to cost our ministry? It's a fair question, and the answer depends on a few specific factors here in our local market. I actually put together a full breakdown on that exact topic, how we calculate those numbers, and what you can expect to see on your proposal. Click right here to watch How Much Does Church Insurance Cost in Georgia, and I'll see you over there. This is Chris Graham from Bitner Henry Insurance Group, and we serve those who serve others.